This is a fitness tip that will help you manifest what you want more easily, even if you never work out. Stick around, this will all make sense in just a minute. Hey, it's Andrew, otherwise known as that guy who wrote the last Law of Attraction book you'll ever need to read, and today I am sharing a secret with you that every weightlifter, every personal trainer, and every fitness expert knows about the Law of Attraction without even realizing it. But before we get there, let me tell you a quick story about my first experience with The Secret. You know, I think a lot of people, obviously, they have a lot of opinions about The Secret. Some people are really all about it. Some people have their problems with it. I personally think that it really gets a bad rap for all the things it's accomplished and the amazing way that it's raised awareness about the Law of Attraction, especially when it was released back in 2006. But for all the things that I personally appreciate about it, there's one issue that I had in the beginning, and I don't know whether I should blame myself or The Secret or both, because it was a simple misunderstanding. But that misunderstanding that I had was this faulty assumption that I need to think good thoughts all day, no matter what, and that I can't let any bad thoughts creep in. That it has to be a constant effort, a constant mission. I've really got to be on point every single second of every single day. I've got to watch out for my thoughts. I've got to make sure everything's going the right way, because if I slip into some bad pattern or bad habit, bad things might happen. That was the viewpoint I had. That was the misunderstanding I had. And as I'm sure you probably can relate if you went through the same thing, it was very stressful in the beginning. Even though I was filled with this excitement and this hope and this anticipation and enthusiasm, I was also filled with this dread and, this concern of like, what am I going to do here? Now that I know what the Law of Attraction is, now that I know how it works, or at least I thought I did, how do I make sure that I don't go in the opposite direction? How do I make sure that I don't hurt myself? How do I keep thinking good thoughts second after second after second, all day long without fail? But eventually I came to this very weird understanding and this very weird epiphany, looking at the universe around me, looking at the world around me, looking at success around me. And I realized, among many examples, one in particular really stood out to me, and that's people that work out. I noticed that fit people, the people that are really in tremendous shape, that they've really got their lives together, that they've really got their health and fitness together, they don't work out all day long every day. They're not there in the gym every single second, lifting weights after weight after weight, doing rep after rep after rep, because honestly and obviously, that would be impossible. That would be way too exhausting. They would burn out. It just wouldn't work. And then probably it would also lead to injury. It would send them backwards. It would be the opposite of what they wanted to happen. So I had this realization where if they don't work out all day, or in other words, if they're not focusing on what they're supposed to be doing, if they're not doing that act that's in their benefit all day long, why should you? Why should you focus all day long? Why should you worry about your thoughts? Why should it always be something where you have to think thought after thought after thought that has to always be good, that always has to be positive? Because, you think about it, that's too much. It's too much to put on yourself. It's too much of a responsibility, especially if you just learn about this and you just realize that you were already in more of a negative pattern of thoughts to begin with. I mean, how do you turn things around that dramatically? It's too much to ask for one person to do. So I return to this idea of someone who's in tremendous shape, who's really got their act together. They work out for an hour a day, or maybe even 30 or 20 minutes a day, and then things are handled for them. Then their body goes into recovery mode. Then they eat, and then they fill themselves with nutrition. Then they rejuvenate. Then they rest. They don't work out all day long. They don't have to. They do a little bit of work for a portion of the day, and then things happen for them without them having to put any more effort forth. And, when you really think about it, if you really pay attention to people that are in shape and that have a real strong fitness routine in place, they don't even work out the same muscles every single day. One day it's leg day, one day it's back day. You know what I mean? It's different things. So even on that level, these body parts that they're trying to get in this fantastic shape, they don't even give it attention every 24 hours sometimes. But their body still does very well. It responds tremendously because they work out when they're supposed to, they give their body what it needs, and then their body takes it from there. And really what I'm saying here is there is a parallel. This is the universe speaking to you in one of many examples where you're going to put in your work. You're going to do your vibrational workout for just a portion of the day, and then the work is going to be done for you, because positive thoughts are so much more powerful than negative ones. Positive feelings are so much more powerful than negative ones. Meaning, when you go for just 5 minutes a day, even if you don't feel dramatically great, you just feel just a little better, a little bit of gratitude, that little ounce of gratitude is so much more powerful than any bad mood that you might get into later on in the day if something that you don't like happens. So the lesson here is whether it's a workout or whether it's a gratitude exercise or other method, all you have to do is focus on just a little bit per day and everything else can be taken care of. That's all you need to worry about. And it's really important to realize that, because once you understand that, at least when it comes to law of attraction, 5 minutes really is legitimately enough. All of a sudden, this weight that was on your shoulders, it goes bye-bye. It just vanishes. All of a sudden, you have this feeling of relief and ease and joy, and you are comfortable and confident that you can actually do this. And you know what? You're right. It's not a trick. It's not an illusion. You actually can do this. Of course, you can do 5 minutes a day. And yes, of course, that really is enough. Now, getting back to the secret for a second, again, I don't know if it was their fault with how they communicated it, or it was my fault with how I interpreted it, or if there was just a miscommunication or misalignment somewhere that we both share that responsibility. But with the understanding that sometimes things can be misunderstood, I want to also make it clear, this doesn't mean that you're not supposed to enjoy feeling good thoughts a lot more throughout the day. This doesn't mean that you shouldn't invite good thoughts all day or be encouraged to think them on a regular basis. In fact, this doesn't mean that that's not going to happen automatically when you start building up momentum. This is just me simply telling you that you don't have to put the pressure on yourself to do that right away. This doesn't have to be some commitment or some obligation where if you're not thinking good thoughts, then you are hurting yourself or you're doing something bad for your life. But the really cool thing about all this is that when you are coming from this from a place of ease, all of a sudden, it doesn't matter if you think good thoughts 20 times a day, or 1 time a day, or 100 times a day, because it all flows through naturally. It just evolves in a way where, without having to try to force that things happen. Now, obviously, again, you can be strategic. You can set a timer and say, hey, when the timer goes off at 3 p.m., I'm going to take a minute out and feel gratitude just because I know that's good for me and I enjoy it. It doesn't feel like a commitment or an obligation. If you want to do that, fine, by all means. Or if you want to use my discount trigger from my book where you are ready when something negative happens with a positive thought or response, by all means do that. But again, the lesson here is look at weightlifters, look at fitness people, look at people that are focusing in that way on their bodies and understand they are not lifting weights all day, every day. They're doing it at key moments and they're letting the rest be handled for them. And you have your own vibrational workout where the same thing applies for you. 5 minutes a day or more if you want, but 5 minutes a day is all you need, where you do that little workout vibrationally, mentally, emotionally, feeling gratitude, visualizing what you want, thinking about what you have or what you want or both while feeling good. That's the magic. That's your vibrational workout. That's all you need for everything to take off for you from there. Okay, now that I'm off my soapbox here, now I want to hear from you. In fact, feel free to comment with anything positive, but one thing I might want to ask you is, was there a preconceived notion that you used to have about the law of attraction that was inaccurate that you've now resolved for yourself? Do you now have a better understanding that makes it simpler or easier to apply? Is there something where you had a realization or an epiphany, whether it was reading my book or watching someone else's video or anything like that? Anything that you have there that you might want to share that might inspire or help someone else who's watching this video, by all means, please comment below. And as always, any comment that you put in will enter you into this month's contest, this monthly drawing where one lucky winner will walk away with lifetime access to Gravity of the Cosmos, my advanced level, full immersion guided program for manifesting your every desire through the law of attraction. This is my top tier law of attraction program where I will walk you through 90 consecutive days of doing the methods for just a few minutes a day. So all the heavy lifting is done for you. You don't have to think up what method you should do that day. You don't have to worry about staying consistent. You don't have to do all the heavy lifting on your own. All you have to do is get the emails that I send you, click on the video inside, click play, and watch and follow along. That's all there is to it. And I will do the work for you of getting you that momentum towards the things that you want so that you can more easily attract the things that are most important to you. And if you'd like to sample Gravity of the Cosmos free of charge, my book, The Last Law of Attraction book you'll ever need to read, actually has a number of bonuses, one of which is access to the first few days. No cost. You can just try it before you buy it. And of course, my book is available on Amazon in audiobook form, Kindle form, or paperback. And you can go to that Amazon listing by simply plugging in lastlawofattractionbook.com on your browser. That'll send you straight to the listing and you can check it out for yourself. And while we're on the topic of my book, I would like to thank a very special reader who recently left some feedback about what the book meant for them. Today's spotlight review was left by Mubarak on March 21st, 2021, with the subject heading Love the Motivation in the Book. And it reads, Since reading The Secret many years ago, I read many books in the LOA, but things did not work. What I like in this book is it focuses on how to broadcast positive energy most of the time by keeping your feelings engaged with gratitude and other tips. I enjoyed reading the book, love the motivational messages, and for sure I will work on gratitude and kindness to others most of the time. Thank you for sharing this knowledge with us. Wow, Mubarak, I read that review and I only had one reaction.
Man, this is unbelievable. I mean, it's great.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. There are no words, honestly, to express the gratitude I feel for that kind of review and just knowing that things click so well into place. And again, as always, I really appreciate not only sharing your feedback, but just using the content from the book. That was my vision when I put it out, and I really appreciate readers like you putting it into action. Alright guys, that's all I got for you today, but remember to comment below and get yourself into this month's drawing for Gravity of the Cosmos, and stay tuned. I've got more fun videos on the way shortly. I will see you next time.